This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
This is a sham.
No.
Y'all, just stop.
Welcome to DBL. It's Tuesday, October 12th. I'm Tori here with Erica and Al. I don't know if you've heard, but the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders is out of a job today. Jon Gruden, who's a Super Bowl winning coach, has resigned from his $100 million contract. And it's all over offensive emails that were sent from 2011 to 2018 while Gruden was working for ESPN. Now, in the emails that were recently uncovered, Gruden called League Commissioner Roger Goodell offensive names, including a gay slur and misogynistic language like saying he's a, quote, clueless anti-football P word. He also emailed the president of Washington's football team saying Goodell should not have pressured a team to draft, quote, queers, referring to former player Michael Sam. He also said that player Eric Reed should be fired for demonstrating during the national anthem. And in a statement, Gruden confirmed he resigned, saying, quote, I love the Raiders and I do not want to be a distraction. I'm sorry, I never meant to hurt anyone. So let's try to unpack a little bit about this. This was after an investigation into the league, and they found these sort of by accident. He also showed topless pictures of cheerleaders, talked about female referees. He sort of hit everybody, didn't he, Al?
Absolutely. I mean, we were saying that before we started, full disclosure. I mean, he obviously said racist things, he said homophobic things, but he also said transphobic things. He also said things about white men in power. He said things about black men in power. He hit the entire hierarchy. And, you know, I look at this, Eric, and I'm sure a lot of viewers are saying, I don't know who Jon Gruden is. I don't know why I care about this. He was an incredibly powerful person. Not only did he win the Super Bowl with his team, he got probably the most coveted job in football, which is kind of the league color analyst on Monday Night Football. He had a ton of national attention, including ads. So not only did he lose $60 million, but I think his career is over. And basically, the reason his career is over is because he can no longer be looked at as a credible person in any workplace. And this is the risk you take when you send these emails, but not only you send these emails at work to another, another professional.
Yeah.
It's shocking. You don't seem shocked.
Well, no, of course I'm not shocked.
Yeah.
You know, anytime something like this comes out, it's not a shocking thing. It's like we understand that this sentiment is out there. We also understand that it resides in the highest places, in the highest offices. My sister and I were having this conversation last night, and she brought up the fact she's really into sports, and she's like, he wasn't even coaching at this point. Like, as our co-host Lindsey Granger would say, he double-dutched himself into this conversation because all he had to do was shut up and talk about what was happening on the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is just interesting how it's come out and the outrage, but also the deeper meaning behind all of this. I mean, we're talking about players like for protesting for Black Lives Matter, and he's making references to aesthetic features that was very, like at the most fundamental level, racist, but abhorrent about people's characteristics.
Their facial
Black
traits.
men's characteristics.
Yes.
So a lot of people are bringing up the idea that when Colin Kaepernick took a knee and we were having all of these conversations, these are the type of people that he was up against.
Yes.
You know, the Raiders have their first LGBTQIA plus athlete, gay athlete. I'm trying to be proper about this, but, you know, he's the first out, right. And now you're talking about someone who cannot be, like, how would you feel, Tori, if you found out that our leader in this organization was racist against Jewish people?
Exactly, like anti-Semite.
So how are you supposed to continue to work in an environment like that?
I agree with you. I'd love to hear from Carl Nassif. Not that he has to say anything, but he is the person that is openly LGBTQ on the Raiders, who this man was the coach for. At some point, too, the emboldenedness, which you taught me, is if he's sending these to work emails, he has no qualms of probably talking about this to anyone. The stupidity to me was the emails, putting it in writing and sending it is so bizarrely dumb to me. It's just profoundly idiotic. Now, I know it's 2011, but to 2018, you don't send these emails to work emails. It's absurd to me. Do you agree?
I agree.
Yeah.
I want to move on because I know we're going to keep talking about this. But I think this is the tip of the iceberg. That's what I'm saying. This was another. It's almost the way that they discovered that A-Rod and all those guys were doing steroids because they were doing another story about the Balco, laboratory,
and
happened to find B. Bonds and A. Rodriguez, and that led into something. They were looking at the Washington football team and found these.
Yeah.
So imagine what else they got.
Yeah. Interesting. Let us know what you guys think. Well, we're going all in for NFL stories for you today because we've also got some crazy fan stories going viral. Up first, oh boy. A couple of Eagle fans were found allegedly having sex in a men's bathroom stall at Carolina's Bank of America Stadium. I see people turning in their seats in the studio. You can see that in the video, both of their feet were visible under the stall. Police finally got them out, and thankfully they did come out fully clothed.
I mean,
someone goes, oh.
Everybody says they're going to have this opinion about the apparent issues. I was just like, that is the cleanest stadium bathroom I've ever seen. Like, we need to really take a step back. Can we play that one more time?
Let's see.
The floors are glowing. This is look at this.
Beautifully done.
That looks like a television studio.
Gleaming.
Well lit.
Well lit.
Look at that.
Lines on the floor. Oh, they are so embarrassed.
Yeah.
Look how embarrassed they are. Oh, they're all filming.
Well,
what's the craziest thing you've seen? You've been in NBA arenas and all that. Anything crazy?
Oh, gosh. Oh, man. Well, when I first started working in an NBA arena, I'd never realized that each arena has its own jail.
I know.
Oh, yes.
So when people would get carted, like taken out, like they would come through the tunnel, and like my locker room was to the right, and then they would like take them to, so it was always like this big thing because you could hear it. So I would like poke my head out and be like, who going to jail tonight? Who's going to jail?
Who's going to stadium jail?
Yeah. Stadium jail's so embarrassing.
The only thing higher up or lower down on the hierarchy of stadium jail is Disney jail.
Disney jail's terrible.
Disney jail's got to be because they probably make you wear their ears too.
Yeah, they're
so
like,
that people come
it's a
get
small
you.
world.
But wait, I do have to tell the story. During one of the playoff games, I'm coming off the court, and this girl just walks right past me, and I know no one's supposed to be walking this way. Walks through security, walks past me, goes into the when the game starts back up, starts speaking to one of the players, goes all the way up to the players, and I remember looking at her it was in slow-mo, being like, no, and they had to stop the game. Yeah. It was like a whole thing.
That's a Monica Seles scary moment right there, definitely. All right, here's another crazy fan story. Authorities are investigating after reports that someone spread a relative's ashes at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. Crews say that they spread the ashes partially in the stands and on the field. And in case you didn't know, it's illegal in Pennsylvania to spread ashes anywhere without the property owner's permission. I think a lot of people spread ashes places you're not supposed to do. Am I right? This guy was a Steelers fan. May he rest.
Yeah, I would think this would be bad PR if they went after this person. Right? I would say, make it a thing. Yeah, let them do it at the 50-yard line. I'm assuming it's not a ton of ashes.
Well, I don't know if the 50-yard line would be the appropriate place.
Would show the rest of the fans we love you.
I do understand. Yes, I think that I'm not mad at this.
Yeah, I'm not
the 50-yard line, nah.
Well, don't get it half in the stands and half on the field, because clearly that just means you didn't make it before security got you.
Right, but they're also, how nervous would you be? And you also have this feeling, I'm sure they were probably instructed, hey, this is what I want.
This is what I want.
Dump me half on the stadium sidewall. No, have it nice.
Have it nice, I agree. Have a ceremony. Coming up on DBL, Camryn Manheim's new movie sheds light on living and dying on your own terms. You don't want to miss our interview with her later. But first, don't worry. We're talking to Dr. Coley about the new anti-COVID pill. She's answering our questions and yours coming up next.
And mine?
Stay tuned. You're not involved at all.
Closed captioning provided by
Hey guys, good to talk to you. Ray's Vibe says the snakeskin dress is back. No one has burned that yet? Shut up, Rob. Rob goes, you look snaked. It's not funny. Didn't Rebby Jackson wear that in the 80s? Here's the deal. Right? Tiffany, thoughts? I thought it was cute. Al says I look like I'm at a club ordering bottle service and I'm trying too hard. It's a little sassy, and I also did a low pony. Now here's the deal with the low pony. I either look cool or like a founding father. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm a tobacco farmer making the Constitution. Anywho, Dr. Coley's going to be on. We're going to be talking about COVID pills, boosters, a lot of questions from you guys about these pills. Also, we have a new study about substance abuse problems and how people who have substance abuse problems actually have a higher rate of getting a breakthrough COVID case, including marijuana. If you are someone who is struggling with marijuana substance abuse issues or user addiction, there is a big increase in a COVID breakthrough cases for you, even if you've had your vaccines. So stay tuned for this. It just came out in the World Psychology Journal. In Denver, marijuana is, of course, recreational in a lot of places elsewhere as well. So I know we want to get to Dr. Coley to talk about that. But if any of you are dealing with alcohol, opioids, cocaine, anything like that, marijuana, stay tuned. We are going to be discussing it openly because we are not afraid to go there. What we are afraid to go is to wear this dress again. Dre?
Your hair.
Dre is like, I don't like it either.
I like the dress.
Welcome back to DBL. So we've been getting a lot of questions from our viewers about the new COVID pill, and we always take those very seriously. We have Dr. Coley here to talk about that and answer some other medical questions making headlines today. Hello, Dr. Coley.
Hi, guys. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, everyone's talking about the new COVID pill by Merck. It's promising because COVID patients could take it at home to help battle symptoms, and it will hopefully keep them out of the hospital. How does that work? How do we feel about this, Doc? The floor is yours.
We are so excited about this.
Okay.
I hope you're as excited as I am.
Now I am.
Yeah, you know, I just remember the day that Jordan, Jeff's wife, called me and said that she got COVID. And I said to her, there's nothing you can do. Stay at home, wait to see what happens. Hopefully you'll be somebody who gets better. But now with this, doctors, patients have something that they can reach for when they get COVID. So we have now two ways to combat the virus. One is prevent it with the vaccine, and the other is treat it. So if you happen to get it, you can take this pill, and it'll cut your chance of getting into the hospital by 50%.
Oh, wow.
And nobody who took this pill actually ended up dying. So I'm really excited about this. And the way that it works is that it's kind of like an antibiotic that kills the bacterial infection, but it prevents the virus from replicating inside of you. So it's really important to take it early after your infection before that virus has really sort of started taking over.
Science is incredible.
Isn't it?
Incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, way to advocate. I think we're all on board, but thank you. Where did that come from? That was a strange outburst.
Because they came up with this very quickly.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Go to science.
But you know, I'll say one thing, guys. They studied it last year in October of 2020 before we had the vaccine. So all of this data that we have is from people who never got the vaccine. The FDA is now going to have to sort of see if that can extrapolate to people who get the vaccine and then have breakthrough infections. So that's one thing we're still sort of wondering about this pill.
Interesting.
Well, a lot of people are wondering if cannabis, and because there have been some studies saying that cannabis might lead to breakthrough cases. Is there any truth to that? Like, why are people getting that thought in their head?
Yeah, so let's talk about this. So cannabis, especially when you smoke marijuana, what does it do? It can induce inflammation in the lungs. So if your lungs are busy being inflamed by the marijuana, their defenses against the virus can potentially go down. So that's one potential mechanism. The other is behavioral things. You know, I've never been high before, I'll say that.
Boo.
But
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Never smoked.
Coley.
But I can imagine that if you are, you might be a little less careful. You might be touching things more. You might be touching your face more. You might just not have your guard up quite as much. So now I want to clarify, though, Al, that this is not a causation. We don't know yet that it causes it. We just know that it's associated with it.
I appreciate you saying that. Those are some details that are important.
Well, also, I mean, when you think about behavioral, just the idea of cannabis generally being a community sport.
Right.
So people will let their guards down and share.
Yeah, do you understand that? People pass it.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Well, let's switch gears a little bit. I think we're in trouble already. Queen Latifah has joined a new campaign to destigmatize obesity called It's Bigger Than Me. She says she was shocked when a doctor told her she was obese. So can you help us understand what obese truly means?
Yeah, so let's talk about this. I am so glad that she is doing this because I think obese for so long has been a label to your physical appearance, to your body, to the way that you look. And we need to make it a disease, just like multiple sclerosis or diabetes or breaking your foot or anything else that's a medical condition. And one of the problems I have with the way that we define obesity is that it's basically your weight over your height in meters squared. And then if you're greater than 30 for this body mass index calculation, you're obese. So if you're a short person with a lot of muscle mass, you'll technically be qualified as obese. So I think we really need to rethink how we're defining obese, and in medicine we're talking about that a lot. But a lot of people fall into this category, and I think we do know that obesity is associated with higher risk of heart disease, stroke, cancers, lots of medical conditions. So we do need to think about it like another medical risk factor.
A comorbidity almost.
Exactly.
So it's another issue going on the table. Interesting. Yeah. Wow, thank you so much, Doc. Very helpful. We appreciate it. DBL Nation, if you have a question you want answered and it's embarrassing, just ask. Ask Dr. Coley, write us on social media, whatever it is. You can also email info@dailyblastlive.com. She's always here for facts, not fear. Thanks again. We'll be right back.
On average, Americans upgrade their phones every 3 years. Not only does this let them get the latest features, it also keeps them up to date with the newest cell phone technology. Soon, the major cell phone companies will turn off their 3G networks, but some people are still clinging to old devices that could soon become obsolete. Verify viewer Barbara wants to know if she needs to upgrade her beloved phone. So Barbara, let's verify. Do you have to upgrade a 3G-only cell phone? Our sources are the FCC, the three major cell phone companies, and cellular technology expert David Burgess. The G in 3G stands for a generation of standards for cell phone networks. With each generation comes new technology to connect your phone to a tower. When 3G first arrived in the U.S. in 2002, it was supposed to be a way to send data more efficiently.
This was the idea with 3G. In reality, 3G was a bit of a disappointment.
That's because it was too slow to keep up with consumers' demands. 4G arrived in 2009 and proved more useful as technology evolved. Today, cell phone companies are touting 5G, but to support the rollout, the FCC says most carriers are ending 3G service next year.
Anything that doesn't support 4G or 5G will just quit working once those networks are phased out.
So, it's true. You will have to upgrade a 3G-only cell phone. The CTIA says fewer than 9% of wireless connections in the U.S. are on 2G or 3G networks. The earliest you'll have to upgrade is January 1st, 2022, but the exact date depends on your carrier. So you'll want to ask your cell phone provider soon so you're prepared. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back to DBL. You know Camryn Manheim as the powerhouse attorney Eleanor Fruit in The Practice. Well, she recently spoke to us about her new movie about dying with dignity. It's a great interview. That's today's Chatting with the Stars.
Camryn joins us live to talk.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for having me on to talk about Killing Eleanor. It's such an important movie, and I'm so glad to be a part of it.
We cannot wait to learn more about this movie. It seems super dark and just interesting, but I know it has a comedic twist. But first, I want to talk to you about, because a lot of our viewers brought this up, you dedicated your 1998 Emmy win for The Practice to quote unquote all the fat girls. Do you think that there are enough roles for bigger actresses in Hollywood? Because what's your take on many of the thinner actresses wearing fat suits? For example, we just heard from Sarah Paulson. She's wearing a fat suit. Renee Zellweger is going to be wearing a fat suit. How do you feel about that? I don't even like using the term fat suit, but that's what's written.
Yeah.
What I think is that when you have the availability of people who are exactly what that character is, who are who are talented and bright and able to do that. We have to start choosing, you know, fat, curvy, plus size women to be playing these roles because there's so few that are available. Why don't we give them to the authentic actor who can play it? And then we're not saying like Renee Zellweger, who's a brilliant actress, and also, you know, Sarah Paulson, who's brilliant. You know, it's like they put on a suit, they play a character, and then they get to take it off and come and look gorgeous at the award shows. And what are we saying ultimately about women who are plus size, curvy, or fat, however you choose to say it? What are we saying about that? Because there are incredible actors out there, ready, willing, and able to play those parts. So it's a complicated subject because I know commerce and making money is also involved. And there's some times where I think we really need to cast like authentically, like deaf people should never, ever be played by hearing people. I'm going to say that right now. But there are other things where I think that there's ways to, you know, use all actors of all sorts to play humanity. Isn't that what we're doing?
Beautifully
Shining
said.
a light on humanity.
Yep.
Yeah, that was very well said. I love that answer. Very
Probably
nuanced.
too long for a 6-minute segment.
Thank you so much, Camryn. We're done. Speaking of controversial topics, your new film, Killing Eleanor, is a dark comedy about a woman who wants to end her life, but on her terms. Why was this story important for you, particularly, Camryn?
Well, it's incredible. It's two women, brilliant, brilliant women. One who wants to end her life because she's really come to the end, and another woman who is an addict and hit rock bottom, and she's willing to help Eleanor get to a place where she can die in exchange for clean urine. Can you imagine? There's the comedy right there.
Wow.
But it's really about these broken, beautiful, strong women coming together to lean on each other in a really, really dark time in their lives. And it was important for me to play because my dear friend Annika Marks, who wrote the show, you know, nothing available for her in Hollywood, even though she's one of the best actresses I've ever met. So she says, I'm going to write a movie for myself. I'm going to cast a 60-plus-year-old woman to play my co-star, and I'm going to bring my mom in to do craft service, and I'm going to populate it with women behind the scenes and in front of the camera. And all around, this film is incredible. It's funny, it's irreverent, it's beautiful, it's gorgeously written, gorgeously acted, and it's a great film. I just watched it again last night, and I wrote to Annika, the star, just saying, you are gorgeous at every turn. This film filled my heart, made me laugh, and made me so grateful for my beautiful life. What more could you want from a film?
Yeah.
Wow, sold.
But I want to get to your son, Milo. He's an actor, too. You guys work together, like we mentioned earlier, in Ghost Whisperer. Could you guys see yourself working together down the road again?
Yeah, like I'm waiting for him to become my Ben Affleck and, you know, have a studio and create a film and give me a leading role as the leading fat lady in the show. Just to wrap it all up. No, he is, you know, a gift from the heavens to me. He's the best production I've ever done yet. He's the best kid, a great ambassador for Disney, and I can't wait to work with him at some point in a really important and fun film. And I know that will happen.
Before you go, I just want to say shout out to single parents out there. You guys do amazing things. I'm a parent. Luckily, I have me and my wife, but I can't even imagine being a single parent. So shout out to you.
But this is like, she's got enough personality. Like, do you understand how great your kid is going to be because this is your mom? Like, what? I've just been listening to her. I haven't said a word, so it's been a pleasure.
You know, I've dragged him to women's marches. I've brought him to the theater. I've made him sit through every musical on the planet. He's bound to turn out okay. He's a good guy.
Thanks, Camryn.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Catch Camryn in Killing Eleanor now. The movie begins streaming today. We'll be right back. Great.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
it or not, Facebook is tracking a lot of your personal data and sharing it with advertisers. Though Facebook says it doesn't sell personal information like your name or the content of your posts, it does use nameless profiles of users and their interests to personalize advertisements. The company said this improves users' experiences by showing relevant content, and it helps small businesses. But Jonathan S. Weissman, a senior lecturer at Rochester Institute of Technology, said the reward is not worth the risk.
Despite the fact that it's creepy, the inherent benefits of seeing ads you might be interested in, it's not worth the risk of your privacy.
Even when you're not using Facebook, the company is collecting data about your internet habits through an advertiser tool called Facebook Pixel that's built into the code of millions of other websites.
Every site that uses the Facebook Pixel passes your information to Facebook. As a result, there's almost nothing that Facebook doesn't know about you.
If you're uncomfortable with Facebook collecting that much personal information, there are ways to limit sharing. First, on a mobile device, expand the hamburger menu in the bottom right corner, then go to Settings and Privacy, Settings, Off Facebook Activity, Clear History, then Clear History. To prevent Facebook from collecting future off-platform data, go to More Options, Manage Future Activity, then toggle off Future Off Facebook Activity.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. Ray's Vibe says, the snakeskin dress is back. No one has burned that thing yet. And someone else says, it looks like you're going to be in a Robert Palmer video.
I mean, look.
What do you guys think?
I like the dress. There's the club. I said you look like a club bottle weight. You know, you come in. Is this going to be on one card, fellas? Let's go.
One card. VIP.
Two bottles, right. $5.72.
Ucha DBL new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.